Hey guys, welcome to 3:15 The Witching Hour here on Rotting Flesh. Now that doesn't mean I'll be posting videos at 3:15 all the time. I just thought it sounded cool. Also, I wanted to do a month for witches because there aren't enough fucking witch movies. I have seen very few movies with scary witches in them. Today I'll be taking a look at Rob Zombie's sixth film, if you count the Haunted World of El Super Beasto. The Lords of Salem was made in 2013, and guys, this is a bit of a different Rob Zombie film. Instead of having offensive language throughout the whole movie, even though it is there, we get a movie that is mostly just visually offensive. Let's get into this bad boy. Well, guys, we start off with a really creepy witch ritual where
make your presence known this mind, body, and soul to the designs of his lord Satan.
I'm ready to abandon this mortal existence and deny Jesus Christ, the deceiver of mankind.
Oh no! These ugly chicks get naked and dance in the woods and give their entire beings to Satan. It's actually pretty fucked up. Then we cut to our main character, Heidi, played by Sherry Moon Zombie. Do I have to point out that Rob Zombie is whipped harder than fucking Jesus? That's right, folks. This is tired Sherry Moon Zombie. Look at this awkward shit. Silly Sherry Moon Zombie. Ooh, look how good she is at standing there and staring into space.
By the blade, by which
To all tomorrow's parties.
Experts are hard to find these days. I love you, Sherry Moon. I do, honestly. Just not your acting. Heidi is a recovering drug addict who lives in Salem, Massachusetts in a very dimly lit building and works at an extremely shitty radio station with a guy who looks like Rob Zombie and the legendary Ken Foree. Why this girl has to be a drug addict is kind of pointless to the story, but fuck it. Her station gets a record delivered to them in a wooden crate by a band called The Lords. Heidi takes it home and has a listen. The music on this album is interesting. I can't say I've listened to it very long. It reminds me of one of those weird tracks off Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe, like What Lurks on Channel X or The Beginning of the End. The song throws all the women of Salem into some kind of trance when she plays it for an author named Francis Manfithet. I can't fucking pronounce his name. Now, I want to say when they get the album, they say that it's called The Lords, and then after that, everyone starts calling it The Lords of Salem. And I know I'm nitpicking, but it's just kind of, they should have went with, The Lords of Salem to begin with. Francois slowly discovers that the music on the album was made by a coven of witches from the beginning of the movie. He was like, they were at the beginning of the movie! Ah! I would give more away, but then there'd be no reason for you to watch the fucking thing. The direction of this film is very obvious, and that doesn't mean it was bad. It means it was very influenced by things I've watched before. We've got the use of lighting, very reminiscent of Dario Argento. And many scenes paid tribute to Rosemary's Baby. Including the plot of the whole fucking movie, actually. However, the shots were interesting and the sets were fucking gorgeous. Rob did show some decent work here, and even maybe some of his best looking shots to date. The writing is where this movie really farts short. You get lots of cool visuals, but the movie half the time is just really weird and has no direction. It tells a story, but all the gibberish in between is just kind of mind-numbing. The acting in this was good and bad. The witches were all very over the top, but it kind of made them more fun and really menacing. Honestly, the rest of the cast I found fairly deadpan and kind of uninteresting. Ken Foray was really underused. Sherry Lynn wasn't believable in this movie at all. She seemed too aware of the camera, and her dialogue did not suit her, like, at all. She looked like she was, like, 40 fucking years old and trying to play, like, a 15-year-old or something. It was really not fucking cool, really. The guy playing Francois, or Francis, or whatever, was good, and so were a few of the other side actors, actually, in the film. The characters were all boring, other than the witches. The dialogue was good as long as it wasn't from our main characters. The music in this one was pretty good. Rob Zombie is usually pretty wicked at making a good soundtrack. Should be, you know, being how he's a fucking musician. The effects were few and far between, but the effects that were there were pretty Gordon Lightfoot. Can I recommend Lords of Salem? Yes! I know I seemed like I was ripping on it, but in a lot of ways it feels like a classic horror movie. I maybe didn't care much for the story or the acting, but the visuals themselves are worth at least one viewing. When I first watched it, I wasn't too impressed, but it did grow on me. I will give this movie a 5.5 out of 10. It just barely passes, but I got a soft spot for zombies' work, and I found it more enjoyable than not. Thanks for watching, dudes. If there are any good witch movies you can think of, let me know. And please, subscribe to Super Kinley, Joe Manganero, and Heisennerd, and B-Movie Avenger, and Horrible Reviews, and Mood 616, and Double Shot J, and NES Ruler 22, and Jake Voorhees, and hi, this is Derek237, and Emer Prevost, or Prevost, I don't know how to say his name, and the Horror Guru, and Mr. Cinema Junkie, and Stitched Together Pics, and Bloodbath and Beyond, and Ghostbait 1, and Spartan 018. All these people have a better channel than mine. If you shove me, I'll kill the pig. You hear? Don't sub me, sub those guys. Peace! That Magic Production.